For today's topic, I am covering Hugo Alvar Henrik Aalto's influence on Australian hospital design in the 1930s. He was considered a Finnish architect, city planner, and furniture designer in which he even created his own style of modernism. But before that, let's start on where he begins. Alvar Aalto was born in the small town of Kuortane, Finland, on February 3, 1898. He had a normal life, however. His mother passed away when he was 5, and his father remarried, in which he was forced to relocate to Jyväskylä, where he had received basic schooling. He was lucky to be introduced to design by Jonas Heiska and even receive private drawing lessons from him. He soon then studies design in Helsinki, where he was then receiving excellent grades in architecture, but he was then sent to serve for the Civil War, and only until the war ended, finish his degree in architect. Afterward, he started his journey of design until 1970, but in the meantime, his modernism design had already left an impact in multiple regions of design, including hospital design in the 1930s. It all started between the 18th to the early 20th century. With poor hygiene conditions, Finland was struck with tuberculosis, and it had become the most cause of death. They then reacted with a program in 1929 to build a sanatorium for the cure of tuberculosis, and the Paimio Sanatorium was then specifically designed and built for that purpose. Alvar Aalto's design stood out and had crushed the competition. His building was considered a modernist structure in the 20th century, and people were calling it a structure of art and science. With the understanding of the common treatment for tuberculosis, Alvar Aalto implemented his modernism design, and it had struck the hospital's design in the early 20th century. The sanatorium prioritized that treatment and had created one of the best healing environment. It in a lot of ways have changes how people view and design in hospitals. As in the early 20th century, they often only provide surroundings that comfort patients' emotional needs, but they never realize that conventional hospitals actually increase stress and multiple other dissatisfactions in patients. To start off with Alvar Aalto's design principle, the sanatorium had a limit on how many patients are staying in, as it creates space that promotes healing and rehabilitation. Spaces were also divided into different areas such as patient's room, communal rooms, relaxation area, large terraces, and many more for the purpose of encouraging patients to be active. However, it was not only that the patient benefits, as there are other blocks which are separated areas specifically built for doctors and nurses so that they may rest in private and be away from the patients. Both the interior and exterior of the hospital are very open, as multiple exteriors were accessible for the patient to be exposed to air and sunlight, which he also installs multiple windows on the hallway and in the rooms. Multiple pathways were also made to encourage the patient to try and follow. Rooms are specially designed for 2 persons to stay in comfort and are designed to capture as much sunlight and fresh air as possible. An interesting fact is that Alvar Aalto designs the room to be faced toward the southeast and the relaxation area towards the south, so that both areas are able to receive a great amount of natural sunlight. However, communal spaces such as dining areas and lounges were designed to face different directions, and thus allowing patients to choose either a light or shady sitting area. Mentioning about comfort, even the furnitures are designed to be as accommodating. Furniture such as washbasin are made to prevent splash and noise. The direction of lamps is located behind the patient's head to reduce glare. Doorknobs are made to fit in hands, and many more. It would then be hard to notice that multiple pieces of furniture also changed to further improve comfort. One of the famous pieces of furniture is called the Paimio chair. It was built so to optimize seated patients to enhance breathing, and it is still in production today. With that in mind, color was also implemented by Alvar Aalto, as he believes that color was not just merely aesthetic reasons. And it actually has psychological effects that different colors produce on people could play a role in the therapy, such that different areas of the building implement a different atmosphere towards each patient. In the patient's room, green is painted to avoid glare. Bright yellow was used throughout the whole building as it is believed to improve happier moods. Reds and blues were used in more active spaces such as the dining hall. And compared to hospitals before, it was a mandatory element in today's hospital design. It was after the competition that multiple designers had taken a look towards his design principle. Some were amazed by Alvar Aalto, as he is so ahead of his time. And with a bold design like that, hospitals such as the Mercy Hospital have changed their design halfway after a visit to the Paimio Sanatorium. With static proven on Alvar Aalto's design principle, they believed that the modernism standards set by Alvar Aalto suited the advanced scientific machinery, medical, and etc., which was a success and soon was widely accepted. In the end, Alvar Aalto's design principle has slowly guided hospitals to not only improve patients' mental and physical health, but set it as a fundamental to fulfill those criteria.